So there are two types of variable frequency drives as far as the modern DC drives are concerned. There are two types of DC drives. One is the rectifier based DC drives, and the second classification involves the chopper fed DC drives. So using either rectifiers or choppers, we can control the speed of a DC motor. So before we start with the rectifier based drives, we need to understand the operating modes of a DC drive. As I already said to you, there are two methods of speed control. One is the armature control method, and secondly, there's a field control method. What happens in case of an armature control method is we can vary the armature voltage input to a DC motor drive, and accordingly the speed of the motor will change. In case of a field control method, we change the field current. If we lower the field current, the speed of the by lowering the field current, the speed of the induction motor of the DC motor will increase. We have to increase the armature voltage for increasing the speed of a DC drive. We need to lower the field current to increase the speed of a DC drive. So based upon this, what we can do is we can increase the armature voltage at a rated value of armature current. Let's say we are increasing the value of armature voltage. With an increase in armature voltage, what happens is the speed will increase. Why? Since the armature current in itself is constant and torque is proportional to Ia, the torque profile will be constant. We are increasing the armature voltage. Because of an increase in armature voltage, speed is increasing, but since the uh, armature current in itself is not changing, the torque will remain constant. At a rated value of armature current, we are increasing the armature voltage. The speed will increase, but the torque will on its own remain constant. So torque is not changing. There is a constant torque profile. But what will be the power input to this motor? That is VA into IA. It's simply the product of armature voltage and armature current. Armature current to constant, but since armature voltage is increasing, power is also increasing. So initially in this region from say point A to B on this graph, we are increasing the armature voltage. Because of an increase in armature voltage, the speed is increasing. Torque is constant as armature. We are doing this at a constant armature current. The power input, since armature voltage is increasing, the power input in this case will also increase. So there will be a point at this point, that's at point B, rated value of armature voltage would have reached. It is no longer possible to increase the armature voltage to increase the speed of the DC motor. So uh, this is the power profile. So this point actually refers to the maximum power condition. We have increased the voltage such that we have now reached the rated value of the armature voltage. It is no longer possible to increase the voltage beyond this point. So it's no longer to control the speed of the DC motor now using the armature voltage. Now, if we need to further increase the speed, we want to increase the speed further from this point. For that, what we need to now do is we have to lower the field current. Torque is proportional to armature current as well as proportional to flux phi. Armature current on its own, it's constant, but since now we are lowering the field current, that means field current flux is decreasing. That means torque will now start decreasing in this region. To increase the speed of DC motor further beyond this point, now we'll be switching to field control method. That is, we'll be uh, decreasing the value of field current. A decrease in field current means a decrease in flux produced. A decrease in flux produced means torque induced in the DC motor will also decrease. So from A to B, we were adopting the armature control method, and from B onwards, we'll be adopting the field control strategy. So torque is now decreasing. Since we are not changing the armature voltage, neither we are changing the armature current, power in itself will remain constant. There are two modes of operation. From A to B, there is a constant torque region. So in a constant torque region, what we are doing is we are increasing the armature voltage to increase the speed of the motor. Armature current on its own is already achieved a rated value. So in this region, power, that's armature voltage into armature current, that is increasing, but torque is remaining constant. From B to C, what we are doing is to further increase the speed of the DC motor, we are decreasing the value of field current. A decrease in field current means a decrease in flux produced. A decrease in flux produced means that torque induced in the DC motor will also decrease. So from B to C, what we are seeing is that torque is decreasing. But since we are not dealing directly with the armature voltage or the armature current, as well as the field circuitry uh, will not have any direct effect on the armature voltage. So this region will correspond to a constant power region, as V as the product VA IA in this region will be constant. So these are two modes of operation of a DC motor, a constant torque region and a constant power region. So we have to increase, initially what we can do is we can change the armature voltage to increase the speed of the DC motor, and then we can change the field current, and we can change the field current to decrease the
Adesso
value.
earphone vede molti.
तो पहले आर्मेचर वोल्टेज को चेंज करना है so that speed can be increased. Now at one point, at point B, we have achieved rated value of armature current and rated value of armature voltage. So armature voltage control is no longer possible. Now we have to switch to field control method to increase the speed of the DC motor. So in armature voltage method, there we can see that the torque remains constant, but power is increasing, whereas in the field control method, the torque will decrease, but the power will remain constant. The power produced by the armature circuit, the power input to the motor, that will remain constant. So these are two modes of operation in which we can operate the DC motor drive. So uh, we can adopt the armature voltage control initially, and if we need a further increase in the arm speed of the DC motor, we can go for a field control method. It's preferable to use armature voltage control method because we can also produce a high value of torque with an armature voltage control method. In case of in case of field control method, we are achieving higher speed values but at decreased torque value. So that's a disadvantage with the field control method as well. So another point before we start with the rectifier based drives that we need to know is the four quadrant operation. It's possible to with these power electronic based devices, it's possible to operate the DC motor in all the four quadrants. So what are these four quadrants? Let's see to that. Uh, how we can achieve four quadrant operation using DC drives, that will be discussed later on. We need to but first understand what is the four quadrant operation. So this is our first quadrant here, quadrant number 1. So in the first quadrant, what we are doing is we are applying we are applying a positive voltage to the armature of the DC motor. So in case of the four quadrant operation, what we'll be doing is in the first quadrant we are applying a positive voltage. So this is first quadrant. Note that torque is proportional to armature current and speed is proportional to armature voltage. So in the first quadrant, what we are doing is we are applying a positive armature voltage to the armature circuitry such that the armature voltage will be greater than the back EMF produced by the DC motor. As a result of this, the current direction will be like this. So what we are saying is in the first quadrant, the armature voltage is positive, the armature current is flowing from the source to the load. That means armature current is also positive. So what happens is we can assume in this quadrant that torque as well as speed they are rotating clockwise. So since armature voltage is positive, speed is also positive, or we can say the speed is produced in the clockwise direction as well as the torque is applied in a clockwise direction. So the power input in this case is also positive. Since armature voltage, armature current, they are positive, power input is also positive. So this refers to a motoring mode. And by clockwise direction, we'll call this as forward motoring mode. In the second quadrant, so first quadrant is fairly simple. We are applying a positive voltage, and this voltage will be naturally greater than the back EMF. Back EMF can never be greater than the armature voltage applied to the DC motor. In the second quadrant, what we are doing is we'll be applying our negative voltage, and so power circuit will be something like this. So VA is positive in this direction. That means back EMF will also be positive in this direction. So VA is negative. Uh, Negative voltage will now mean that speed, since speed is directly proportional to the armature voltage has become negative now. So speed, the motor will start rotating in a counterclockwise direction. So this rotation of this motor will be counterclockwise. Uh, but simultaneously, what we are doing in this second quadrant is we'll be keeping the back EMF greater than the armature voltage. So this is not actually naturally possible. It's not inherent in a DC machine. I write here naturally impossible. Inherently, a DC motor cannot have a greater value of back EMF. So there can be two reasons for back EMF to have become greater than armature voltage. So back EMF आर्मेचर वोल्टेज से ज़्यादा तब होगा जब हम एक मैकेनिकल सोर्स ऑफ एनर्जी अप्लाई करेंगे so as to make the motor to rotate at the same speed at a greater speed rather such that जो back EMF produce होगा because of that mechanical additional mechanical energy that will be greater than the armature voltage or it can also be greater due to the fact that initially हमारा मोटर एक पॉजिटिव स्पीड से चल रहा था इसका वैल्यू ऑलरेडी हाई था इसका जो टॉर्क था वो बहुत ज़्यादा था एंड वी हैव सडनली शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम अ पॉजिटिव वैल्यू टू अ नेगेटिव लो वैल्यू हम आर्मेचर वोल्टेज तो लगा रहे हैं बट हम एक लो वैल्यू ऑफ आर्मेचर वोल्टेज लगा रहे हैं तो इनिशियली क्या होगा कि बैक ईएमएफ अभी भी आर्मेचर वोल्टेज से ज़्यादा ही होगा तो इस केस में क्या होगा बिकॉज वी आर कीपिंग ई बी ग्रेटर देन बी ए the current direction will still be like this. That means current अभी भी इस लूप में ऐसे फ्लो कर रहा है, इस लूप में भी करंट ऐसे ही फ्लो कर रहा था. But in this loop, VA was greater than EB. In this loop, EB is now greater than VA. Only when EB will be greater than VA will the current direction be same. That means armature current is still positive. जो हमारा रेफरेंस था इन द फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट, आर्मेचर वोल्टेज इस डायरेक्शन में पॉजिटिव है. हमारा यहाँ पे भी आर्मेचर करंट इसी डायरेक्शन में, सो आर्मेचर करंट इज स्टिल पॉजिटिव इन द सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट. दैट मीन्स जो पावर इनपुट है टू द मोटर, दैट इज नाउ नेगेटिव. नेगेटिव पावर इनपुट मीन्स हमारा जो लोड है दैट इज सप्लाइंग एनर्जी टू द सोर्स, सो दैट इज एक्चुअली जनरेटिंग मोड. अब सिंस आर्मेचर करंट तो पॉजिटिव है, सो टॉर्क अभी भी क्लॉकवाइज डायरेक्शन में ही होगा. आर्मेचर वोल्टेज नेगेटिव हो गई है तो स्पीड काउंटर क्लॉकवाइज होगी. फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में आर्मेचर वोल्टेज पॉजिटिव था, स्पीड वाज क्लॉकवाइज. आर्मेचर करंट वाज पॉजिटिव, टॉर्क वाज क्लॉकवाइज. इन सेकंड क्वाड्रेंट आर्मेचर वोल्टेज इज नाउ नेगेटिव, speed is counterclockwise, armature current is still positive because EB is still greater than VA somehow by mechanical energy supply to the motor, or by keeping a very low value of armature voltage. So armature current is positive, due to which torque will still be clockwise. Since the speed is, since the motor is now, since the machine is now rotating in a anti-clockwise direction, so this will be referred to as the reverse generating mode. Generating mode because of the fact that power input is now negative. हमारा जो energy है, हमारा जो power है, that's flowing from the load to the source. Now in third quadrant, what we'll do is, now in the second quadrant, the motor, it's inherently impossible for the DC motor to remain in the second quadrant. It will eventually move to the third quadrant. So what happens is in third quadrant is that we are still applying a negative voltage. Since we are applying a negative voltage, speed will be counterclockwise. In this region, speed is counterclockwise, but torque is clockwise. Speed is counterclockwise, that means back EMF produces also now negative. Why? Inherently तो मैंने बोला कि VA EB से ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता, बट हम किसी मैकेनिज्म से VA को EB से कम रख रहे हैं. ठीक है. Inherently VA will always be greater than EB, but by some mechanism we are keeping VA less than EB. Eventually VA will become greater than EB. So in the third quadrant, what we are saying is that VA now again becomes greater than EB. So once VA becomes greater than EB, now the current will flow in this direction. So that means current is now flowing in this direction. That means current is also now negative. Since torque is dependent upon current, the torque produced will also be counterclockwise. So in the third quadrant, we are applying a negative voltage. So in the third quadrant, we are applying a negative voltage. Armature current is also negative. Why? Because now जो हमारा natural phenomenon है, VA will become greater than the back EMF. Armature current is also negative. Because of this, the speed will be counterclockwise. Because of this, the torque produced will be counterclockwise. So that means power input, since both quantities are negative, the power input will be positive. That means this is again motoring mode, but चूंकि अब rotation counterclockwise है, this will be referred to as the reverse motoring mode. So ये simply ऐसा मोड है जहाँ पे हम स्पीड पहले एक डायरेक्शन थी, अब स्पीड को हमें रिवर्स करना है, सो वी आर सिंपली अप्लाइंग अ नेगेटिव वोल्टेज एंड इवन स्टार्ट में तो ऐसा होगा कि बैक ईएमएफ विल बी ग्रेटर देन ईबी, but eventually VA will take over EB and the motor will start rotating in the reverse motoring mode. So this transition from uh, clockwise rotation to counterclockwise rotation, उस बीच में आपका टॉर्क अभी भी clockwise होगा from but once it starts rotating in the backward direction, torque produced will also be negative eventually. So this is a natural phenomenon. So first quadrant or third quadrant DC motor का एक natural phenomenon है. Second quadrant was a forced, you can say a forced kind of generating mode. Naturally motor तो generating mode में operate नहीं करेगा. हमें कुछ mechanism develop करना है जिसकी वजह से motor generator बन रहा है. Fourth quadrant में again हम अब एक positive voltage apply करेंगे. We'll be applying a positive voltage to the armature. And in this mode, we'll make sure that EB is greater than VA. EB greater than VA means that the direction of current will still be like this. So again, this is not naturally going to happen. Back EMF armature voltage से ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो सकता, but because of some forced mechanical input to the armature, we can make EB greater than VA. VA positive means अब जो speed होगी वो again clockwise direction में होगी. आर्मेचर वोल्टेज है नेगेटिव है क्योंकि हम EB को VA से ज़्यादा रख रहे हैं. आर्मेचर करंट नेगेटिव मीन्स टॉर्क विल स्टिल बी काउंटर क्लॉकवाइज. So that means power input will be negative in this case. Negative means that power is flowing from load to the source. So this means it's again a generating mode. But कौन सा generating mode है? ये forward generating mode है because the speed is more, the rotation is taking place in a clockwise direction. So we have a first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, fourth quadrant operation. So यहाँ पे ये नोट करना है आपको कि कब आपको पॉजिटिव वोल्टेज लगानी है, कब आपको नेगेटिव वोल्टेज लगानी है, कब आपकी पॉजिटिव करंट होनी चाहिए, कब आपकी नेगेटिव करंट होनी चाहिए, so that you can accordingly make the motor rotate in either a forward motoring mode or a reverse motoring mode, forward generating mode or a reverse generating mode. Now this generating mode is not inherently in a property of a motor, a DC motor. We are making this happen by applying a small armature voltage or by applying a mechanical energy to the motor. And now this generating mode will actually be used for the dynamic braking of DC motors. You can study that also. So these are the modes of operation. किन किन modes में आप मोटर को चला सकते हो and किन किन quadrants में आप मोटर को चला सकते हो. You can make it run in the first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant or the fourth quadrant. Now using the classical control methods, it was difficult to operate the motor in all the four quadrants, but using these rectifiers and choppers, we can easily make it possible to operate the motor in all the four quadrants. As far as the modes of operation is concerned, the constant torque region and a constant power region. So the advantage with rectifiers and choppers is that we can go for a constant power region while maintaining the torque at a higher values. Classically, torque decrease हो जाएगा as we move into constant power region. But using these rectifier fed drives or chopper fed drives, we can achieve higher values of torques even at a constant power region. ऐसे we can achieve higher power outputs at constant torque in the constant torque region. So those are the advantages of using rectifier fed drives and chopper fed drives. Now we are starting with the rectifier fed DC drives. So we can control the DC motor's output using a single phase rectifier. Operation of rectifiers, you have already studied the operation of rectifiers. We'll not be going into the details of the operation of rectifiers. We can control a DC motor using a single phase rectifier or a three phase rectifier. Rectifier का काम क्या है? It converts an AC voltage into a DC voltage. Fine. So single phase rectifiers can be used for DC motor control for motor ratings up to 5 kilowatts. Fine. जो बड़े मोटर्स होते हैं फॉर किलोवाट्स या मेगावाट्स रेंज में जो मोटर्स होंगे फिर आपके डीसी मोटर्स, उनके लिए हम थ्री फेज रेक्टिफायर्स ही एम्प्लॉय करते हैं. As well as we can go for open loop control using these rectifiers, or we can go for closed loop control. So we have single phase rectifiers or three phase rectifiers depending upon the machine ratings. आपको मोटर की रेटिंग अप टू 5 किलोवाट से, इवन अगर कुछ वॉट्स में भी होगा, we can use small diode bridge rectifiers or thyristor based rectifiers to control the output of to control the power input to the DC motor. While as for higher rating motors जो kilowatts range में होंगे या megawatt range में होंगे, उनके लिए हम थ्री फेज रेक्टिफायर्स ही नॉर्मली यूज करते हैं. सो इसकी कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कैसी होगी? नॉर्मल कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ एनी डीसी ड्राइव जो हमने ऑलरेडी देखी हुई है. So what you'll be having is you'll be having a control and firing circuit. So the control and firing circuit will have a reference value of input and it will have a measured value of input. This control and firing circuit will basically provide the pulses to the rectifier. Now this rectifier can either be a three-phase rectifier or it can be a two-phase rectifier. Right? So बाहर से हमारा एक AC supply होगी, can be a three-phase supply or a single-phase supply feeding a rectifier. Now which type of rectifiers we are referring to here is controlled rectifiers, phase controlled rectifiers. We are not talking about diode bridge rectifiers. Diode bridge rectifiers may be used in DC motors of few watts, but when we are basically controlling the speed of DC motors, we need to have a control over the rectifier circuitry. So we are using phase controlled rectifiers. Now these phase controlled rectifiers, they can be employing thyristors mainly, fine, or we can go for other switch MOSFETs, IGBTs as well. We have a speed sensor, we have a DC motor here. We are measuring the value of this speed using a tacho generator. कंट्रोल एंड फायरिंग सर्किट का काम क्या है? यहाँ से जो थायरिस्टर है उसका जो अल्फा है ये हमें कंट्रोल करना है. तो अल्फा जो कंट्रोल होगा that will depend upon the reference value of the speed and the measured value of the speed. Now alpha कैसे हम कंट्रोल करेंगे, that now depends upon which type of rectifier we are using. If we are using a half wave single phase half wave rectifier, we have the formula V0 by 2 pi cos of alpha. For full wave rectifiers, we have 2 Vm by pi cos alpha. ऐसे three phase rectifiers में √3 by pi Vm cos alpha. Semi converters में we have Vm by 2 pi 1 plus cos alpha और 2 Vm by pi 1 plus cos alpha. वो सारी वो हम tabulate करेंगे in the next session. So this is a general configuration of a rectifier based drive, a closed loop rectifier based drive, wherein we are concerned with the control of the firing angle of the DC motor.